So the NFL playoffs are upon us. And once again, my New Orleans Saints got screwed, but whatever. I've partnered again with the DraftKings Sportsbook to give you guys a fantastic offer. Bet $5 or more and get $200 in bonus bets instantly by using my promo code DCTV. Of course, the playoffs are going to be great. They just would have been much better if you had the good guys from New Orleans playing. Playoffs are going to be fantastic. I'm going to definitely be watching. And I'm also going to be on the DraftKings Sportsbook using my knowledge to try to get paid. I mean, why not? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use my promo code DCTV. Bet $5 or more and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Guys, at the DraftKings Sportsbook, crown is yours. All right, guys, I'm back. So my voice may go out a little bit because I've been coaching all weekend. I've been working hard. You boys grinding. The Gilroy Mustangs are doing their thing. But as I'm there, as I'm getting ready for what is the biggest tournament of the year that we have outside of the state tournament, big news drops. Francis Ngannou has once again broken the timeline. He has somehow managed to really change the idea of what life can be outside of fighting in the UFC, the world's biggest promotion. Because now rumors are swirling that he's fighting Anthony Joshua. I mean, how do you leave the UFC and go from fighting Cyril Gane to Tyson Fury to Anthony Joshua? Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua are two of the most recognizable and most accomplished heavyweights that we have had in the last generation of heavyweights. You know, the heavyweight division prior was the Klitschko's and all those guys. Then came Tyson Fury, who took out Klitschko and became the lineal heavyweight champion. Anthony Joshua is the guy that was always thought to be who he would fight to unify and determine who is the best heavyweight boxer in the world. But that fight never came to fruition because they never could get the negotiations done. That's another thing that's very impressive with the Francis thing, is that him and his team have now managed to put together two fights with two of the biggest names in boxing, and they work. Generally in boxing, you have all these great ideas of fights that you want to see. They never come together because they can never be agreed to at the negotiating table. Francis and them are making it work. Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou is going to be a fun fight. Only happening, though, because of the way Francis competed against Tyson Fury. You have now shared the ring back in Saudi Arabia with two of the best. Can Francis do what he did before or exceed that? Because you got to think, the Tyson Fury that fought Francis Ngannou is going to have fought the worst version of Francis Ngannou that he'll ever be as a boxer. Deion Sanders said this after they lost to Oregon. He goes, they better get their licks in now because we're only going to get better with time. Same thing with Ngannou. Same thing. He was an amateur when he fought Tyson Fury. Now he shared the ring with the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, knocked him down, and fought in a very competitive fight where some people thought he actually won. He will be better the second time around. So you would imagine that, and I'm guilty of this myself, a lot of people wrote Francis off, me included. I told Mannix, I said, our guy's going to get it done. I told him. Even if I didn't believe it completely, I would always side with the guy that I'm familiar with. Francis goes out there and surprises all of us. It was an amazing thing. So you would expect in the second time around, they would get more respect. Nope. Now, these first odds are not DraftKings official, but the line opens, guys, at Anthony Joshua minus 700 and Francis plus 500. But you're telling me after watching that fight with Tyson Fury and watching that Francis Ngannou that he still doesn't have a better chance of winning? Especially when he's fighting a guy that's not Tyson Fury. We have seen Usyk beat Joshua, but I think the most, and I will relate this to this fight because of the dangers that Francis shows. Go back and watch the second Ruiz fight with Anthony Joshua. He's a big, strong guy. But after Ruiz beat him the first time, he won. But he fought very, very safe. And Andy Ruiz looks like me. No disrespect. No disrespect. How's he going to respond to a guy that looks like Francis Ngannou in front of him? A big, strong, scary dude that's looking to knock your head off, who is going to be better than he was when he fought the lineal heavyweight champion in his first professional fight. How does Francis do this? How does Francis continue to put himself in these situations that no one thought he could? I told Francis to go back. Go back to the UFC, Francis. It's not working. He stood on his business. And when the world thought that it was all falling apart, he stayed the course and he got it. Now he gets another one. Do I anticipate it'll be as big as Fury? I don't. But I do believe it's going to be a better, more manageable fight for Francis Ngannou because of the way Anthony Joshua approaches fights. Anthony Joshua does not want to get knocked out. Now, is Francis getting more respect? Sure, but it's all relative. At Tyson Fury, he'll open up as a minus 1,700 favorite. Francis was plus 750. So it's two different levels of people saying we don't believe you can get it done. Whether you're plus 500, plus 750, it's a whole bunch of people that are still saying we don't think you can get it done. We're just saying it a little less loud this time because we're pulling it back a little bit. But plus 500 is still saying you really have no chance. Those are like Amanda Nunes numbers. And we know how dominant she was. So do you think that Francis deserves to be that much of an underdog against a guy that Andy Ruiz knocked out, that has been beaten before, and that fought in the way that he fought Andy Ruiz in the second fight? And I have nothing against Anthony Joshua. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's very talented. But I do believe that that long career of heavyweight fights is going to make him a much more gettable target for Francis. Because for all the things we say about Francis, he has not taken a lot of damage in boxing. So the chin should hold up better than some of these other guys that have been in the game. Tyson Fury gets dropped all the time. Been boxing his whole life. I've said it time and time again. It is the hardest sport to do in regards of not showing the wear and tear. That's why so many of the greatest champions we know are so hard up late in life, because of the damage that they sustain inside the boxing ring. And it is a very macho sport. So when you start to get hit, you want to fight. Anthony Joshua's not one of those guys. As time is going on, and he's been hurt, and he's been knocked out, he's one of the ones that kind of shies away from that hard contact, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do that with Francis. Now, on paper, should he win? Yes. He should beat a guy that is 0-1 in his professional boxing career. But as Francis Ngannou has shown time and time again, he don't play by the rules that everybody else play by. He doesn't abide by the ideas that most of us do. He doesn't accept that he has to be normal. He just goes out and he fights. And he's a savage for it. And he once again finds himself in a really unique situation. If he wins this fight, I can't believe I'm saying that. Because I was one of the people that just thought he had no chance against Tyson Fury. Now I'm sitting here going, if he wins this fight, I don't know that there'll ever be a better story of a guy post-UFC than Francis Ngannou. I really don't. And it only works because he left as the heavyweight champion. He had the idea that he was valuable, more valuable than what he was getting offered, and he stood by that. And ultimately, it pays dividends for him. I'm happy for Francis. He deserves it. The guy went through a lot in his life. And when good things happen to people that have been through a lot, it really does fill you up. Now, for him to win, he's got to do what he did last time. but he has to be a little bit more ferocious in his approach. Because I really do believe that if he approaches this fight with bad intent and he goes out there and he's swinging and he's a little bit reckless, I believe he will make Joshua fight in such a way that it'll limit all of these skills that he's built over a lifetime. Some of the greatest insults hurled at Anthony Joshua are based on his appearance opposed to the way that he actually fights inside the squared circle. That's what all of his opponents go at. They all go at that. He's good, but Francis needs to be ferocious. He needs to intimidate him with size and in what he did the last time. And that's where Francis holds advantages. Because while these guys have boxed their whole life, Francis is not throwing his punches from the same ways that they're used to seeing their whole life. I don't know. You asked me this 6 months ago, I'd have said no chance. You asked me today, I think Francis has a chance. And I think Francis is going to get it done. Crazy idea. Guys, thank you again. Love doing all this with you guys. The support that I've got since I started this YouTube channel is something I will never be able to pay you guys back for. I appreciate and love each and every one of you. Hey, me and Chris Weidman coming back at you guys this week. We got a video. Me and Weidman. Gonna be good. Talk about his fight. We're gonna talk about all the things going on in mixed martial arts. Be a good one with the All-American. So make sure you guys tap in. Let's get to 300,000 there. Let's go.